Hey everybody, I know a lot of you have been calling and emailing and asking when the next Flipping Houston Live event is going to be. Well, I've got great news for you. It's been a while, but Flipping Houston Live is back and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. And I'm bringing along a good friend of mine, Tim Mai. So, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey everybody, this is Tim Mai. You know, real estate is a passion of mine, and helping other people succeed in real estate is an even bigger passion of mine. So I'm really excited to do this event with Brent to not only help you guys make a lot of money in real estate, but really connect that passion and the purpose together with with making a difference in the world out there, helping homeowners, helping home buyers in today's market. And Brent, share with everybody a little bit about the market. What's going on in the market right now?
Well, the market right now is a little bit of a perfect storm. People don't realize because we have a lot less competition with builders not being around. We've got a lot less investor competition as well. And buyers are ready to buy houses. They've been pinned up in apartments and rental properties. So the market is incredibly hot right now. We've got 10 to 15 properties going on right now with my company, and that's been pretty consistent for the last couple 2 or 3 years. So the market is great right now. It's a great time to get in, and as a matter of fact, we're standing in front of a property that we just finished up that we're putting on the market. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to take you guys in for a quick tour to see a little bit of what we did.
Let's do that.
Let's go take a look. And you know, guys, this is some of the things that we're going to be covering on at the event is on how to rehab your properties quickly, just to sell, okay? Because there's definitely a science and a formula when it comes to flipping properties. You've got to be to beat your competition. It's some of the little things. So let me show you some of the things that we did that's going to hopefully create a quick sale on this property. So everything starts with color selection, making sure that you use nice neutral colors. You do little accents of wood. Of course, you've got to update flooring and things like that, knobs, brushed nickel. And sometimes, every house is a little bit different, but you look for little ways to grab the buyer's eye, okay? Because when someone's buying a house, it's an emotional experience, okay? And when they walk in that door, you want to help them visualize seeing themselves in that house, raising their family in that home, and really making a house a home. So you do little things by accenting brick, accenting wood in certain places, beams, things like that. And then, of course, we've all heard the saying, what sells houses? Bathrooms, and what else? Kitchens. So we spend a lot of time and energy and some of our game planning, our strategy on the kitchen. So we're going to go into detail on when and when not to use granite, when you would make a case to do stainless steel appliances, when to install new cabinets or keep old cabinets, and so on and so forth. All the details of a rehab, and I know there's 101 things that you need to do, but we're going to go over all of that at the event, teach you everything you need to know, how to find properties, how to finance properties, how to fix properties, how to flip them on the back end, and then more importantly, what I'm really excited about is where not only are you doing this for just profit and just to make money, because those of you who know me, and I know a lot of you know Tim, our businesses are driven by a bigger picture, okay? There's ways that not only can you profit, but you can have a purpose and a passion and do bigger things and just live life with a more fulfilling way and really grow your business while helping out the community as well.
Right, exactly. And so while Brent's going to teach you a lot of the how-to strategies that's going to make you a lot of money in this business, especially in today's real estate market, I'm going to be taking care of some of the other strategies. I call it your mindset of what it takes to not only get you from where you are right now to where you want to be, and give you total clarity around your business, exactly what your goals are, exactly what it's going to take, how many houses it's going to take you to achieve that, give you confidence in dealing with sellers and buyers, ending your fears, your procrastinations. I'm going to focus a lot around getting you unstuck. With what's a lot of time, what stop us and what stop people from succeeding, what stop people from making a lot of money is because of all the garbage and all the baggage that they're holding on in their mind. And so my job is to get you guys total clear on that, so that way we provide a space. So when Brent shares with you the strategies and the tips and the tactics, specific to real estate, that you're able to go out there, take massive action, and make massive profits this year. So, Brent, why don't you just share with everybody real quick about some of the numbers on this house, so that way they can see what the profit potential is on a house like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So this house is, of course, in the Houston area, surrounding area in the Sugar Land city, and this house we purchased for $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 2,400 square feet,
wow.
And I can tell you that I show everybody exactly how I find my deals, and I can tell you I spend almost zero time finding deals. So that's for those of you guys who have it's a hurdle for you to overcome to find deals. Believe me, that's an easy part. So this deal is $50,000, and we put about $35,000 in the rehab for this property, so we're in at about $85,000. It's on the market right now for $125,000. We just listed it a few days ago. So there's a $40,000 spread on that deal.
And typically, like how fast do you normally get a house sold once you put on the market?
I've gotten a good little streak going on the last few deals of getting contracts within the last 10 days.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to show them a case study where actually 2 or 3 flips ago I had a deal. I didn't even have to put it on the market. I had essentially almost a full price offer from someone just driving down the street who heard about the house, and so we closed that deal without even having to list it or anything.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
I mean, that speaks a lot about how hot this market is. And,
right.
And I was sharing with Glenn, I call it the hot but underground real estate profits right now, because it's really hot, but only the guys who are actively out there doing it knows about it. Everyone else is scared to death about getting into this market.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hesitant to do the seminar because I'm going to have more competition. But, it's the abundance mentality. The more that you give to others, the more you're going to get back. So, yeah, you're exactly right, though. There's a lot less competition, not only with other investors, but with builders and just rehabbers in general. So, it's really good. It's set up good to make a lot of money right now.
All right, awesome. So let's go into the presentation now, so you can share with everybody a few more case studies of deals that Brent recently did, and let you guys know more about the event that we have coming up. And we're really excited to have you be a part of it and really help change your lives this year, so that way you can go out there and change the lives of tens, if not hundreds, of other people out there this year. So pretty excited.
Yep.
Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed the quick on-location video you just watched from Tim and I, and as promised, in just a moment I'm going to show you a couple of deals that I've recently closed in the last few months. I'm going to share a few strategies on this quick video, and more importantly, I'm going to show you guys exactly why the Houston real estate market is on fire, because it undoubtedly is. A lot of people don't realize it, but I'm going to back that up with a few bullet points, and more importantly, some concrete evidence and some stats and charts to show you exactly why Tim and I are so excited about this market and so excited about this upcoming event. I'm going to also give some information at the end of the video, just giving you some details about why the event's going to be so great, why it's so different than any other event that I've ever been a part of. And anyways, I know some of you guys have already told me that you're coming, you just want to sign up, so I don't want to slow you guys down. You can sign up at the bottom of the page right now, but if you want to stick around for the end of the video, I promise you're going to enjoy it, and I promise it's not going to take very long. So anyways, let's get into this video and this presentation, and I'm going to explain a little bit of what this is all about, okay? Because this event is about showing you guys how you can take advantage of the market while making a difference and a fortune through real estate investing, because those of you who know me and those of you who know Tim, our businesses and our life is a lot more than just making money. It's about making a difference in our community, and so we're going to tie the two things in together and help you guys make a lot of money by flipping houses along the way. So alright guys, so let's get into exactly why the Houston market specifically is on fire. Okay guys, I alluded to it a little bit in the video. It all starts with a lack of competition, okay? So let's just face it. A few years ago, whenever the financial meltdown started to happen, we lost a lot of our fellow real estate investors as competition. So, there's been a lot of guys that that just haven't been able to make it in this business, and understandably so. Things were really, really difficult and a little bit tricky a few years ago. But you know what? A lot of those people are still out of the game. And as the economy is back, because it is definitely back, we don't have that same competition. Those guys have given up. And so it's set up really, really nice for us investors to go out and flip some houses right now. And the other key component of the lack of competition is new home builders. Because a few years ago, new home builders were all over the place. They were building homes like crazy, and I'm going to show you some stats on that. But those guys are gone. However, they are starting to come back. And that's what we're going to go over in this event, is teaching you guys how to look for some of the key indicators of the market. And one of the key indicators that I look for is new home construction, more specifically the number of permits that are being filed for new construction. Because what we like to do is tap in to the builders, these big corporations. We like to tap in to the marketing and research that they've done. And this is what's more your savvy, more sophisticated investors do, like Donald Trump, Kiyosaki, all these guys. They'll follow new construction around the country to different areas of the country, and savvy real estate investors do. We just so happen to be in one of the hottest markets in the country. So I'm going to show you guys how to follow that wave and show you how it's a great thing when there's new construction for us investors, because while it may take a new subdivision or a community 2 or 3 or 4 years to come together, guess what, guys? We can go buy a house today, have it on the market in 3 to 4 weeks, and be at a closing table getting our profits in 60 days. And that's where we have the upper hand on new home construction, at least for a small window. It could be 2 years, 3 years, we don't know, but that is one of Tim and I's strong insights onto the market right now is the lack of competition. So another thing is the reemerging economy. In Houston and Texas in general, we've been fortunate because we haven't had too many low lows, but we haven't had too many high highs. We've just been nice and steady, increasing at a 3 to 5% clip. And guess what, guys? Whenever that happens consistently for 2 or 3 years, and in conjunction with people haven't been buying as many homes, they haven't been moving, well, along this time, guess what they've been doing? They've been improving their credit scores, they've been saving money, they've gotten either raises at their jobs or a promotion or a new job. And so a lot of these people have been setting themselves up financially, and we're going to see some stats as well as that for the Houston community. And now these same people, guess what they've been doing? The same time where they've still been working their jobs, saving up money, improving their credit. Well, guess what? They've been living in rent houses or apartments, or they've outgrown the home that they live in because they probably maybe have had more kids, or they've taken in an in-law. So these guys, these are pent-up buyers, guys, and they're ready to buy, and the market is showing it. And I'm going to once again show you in just a minute that these people, they haven't been buying houses like they did in the past, and they are ready to buy some houses now, and we're going to help them out with that. And that's what they need. They need more houses because there's simply not enough inventory on the market. And I'm going to show you in just a moment an incredibly favorable supply and demand a ratio for us right now, because there's beginning to become a huge demand for housing, but there's not enough supply, as I alluded to earlier, with the lack of competition and the lack of new home construction. So they need houses, guys, so I need your help to go out and flip some houses to these folks. And lastly, but definitely not least, is access to financing. So not only can you guys get financing, that Tim and I are going to help show you how you can work with hard money lenders, you can work with private lenders. We're getting bank deals done right now at 6% on flips. Okay, guys, so there is access for you guys to go out and do financing, and we're going to show you all that, even partnering with other investors so you don't have to have any cash in the deal. And just as important, our buyers have access to financing as well, because a few years ago it wasn't, at least in the Texas market, we didn't necessarily have a housing crisis. We had more of a financing crisis where the buyers just couldn't get loans. And so all that's changed, and and we're loving we're loving it. Okay, so at the new housing construction chart, I want you to focus in on the number of permits. Single family housing permits of March 2012 was 14.7%. Okay, guys, so this is definitely on the rise. We're not at an unhealthy level where it was a few years ago, but this is exactly where we want to be as investors as far as flipping houses, is after the bottom, after it hits a low, when it starts to tick back up. Because like I was saying, the builders are going to take 2 to 3 to 4 years. It's going to be a little bit of a lag before some of them are ready to go. And at that meantime, we've got that short window so we can get going, because they have to go through this whole big process and planning out a community and getting approval from the city. And we, like I said, we can buy, rehab, and close a deal in 60 to 90 days. So we have a huge advantage there. Okay, so the next thing I just wanted to verify, that the job growth rate in Houston was at 3.7 as compared to 1.3% nationally. So I think we all know that the Houston market is doing favorably well compared to the national market. Okay, and now here's a pie chart that I really, really like. I think this reveals a lot of information just by one little section. Okay, if you look at the Houston and surrounding areas pie chart on the left, you'll see construction is at 6.5%, and if you look on the right from the U.S., it's at 0.6%. And now what that, a lot of you guys know what that represents is not only just construction and construction jobs, but it represents growth, it represents new industry, it represents businesses coming into Houston, so it means employment. The population is going to grow, there's going to be more jobs, there's going to be more promotions, etc., etc., and this all translates into, once again, guys, with all these new jobs and new businesses and new growth, these people are going to be buying houses, and that leads me to my next chart, which just confirms. And this is an eye opener, guys. You got to get this one because this is huge. There's not enough inventory on the market. Okay, if you look back to December of 2011, which wasn't very long ago, we were at almost 7.5 months of inventory on the market. And what that basically means is if we stop putting houses on the market, not another one went on the market, say from today, how long would it take to sell off every single home? So, well, in December this year, it was at 7.5 months. And now, in March and April, we're hovering around 3.5 months, guys. So what does that tell you? That tells you, one, we don't have much inventory out there. And then that tells you, two, that the buyers have been buying homes. So, guys, what we do have in the market, we got to go take them down, rehab them, and renovate these houses and get them back on the market. And it also tells you that pricing, when there's lack of supply, guess what? Price is going to go up because demand is going up. So we're just loving it. And another thing that just confirms that the market is really, really hungry for new investors and real estate investors to get in and help out is there's not a huge increase of listings on the market. Okay, so there's not enough supply out there. So that's what we're going to do at this event, is show you guys once again how you can take advantage of this market and make a lot of money flipping these houses. Okay, so those are just some stats to show you why the market's on fire. So let's get into a couple of these deals to show you exactly how you can do the same, and we're going to go over just 2 deals that I've closed in the last few months, I should say sold in the last few months, and just show you how, because I know a lot of you guys, I talk to people all the time, new real estate investors, experienced, all different types of investors, and a lot of people are in the same boat, either that I was in at one point in time, or they're beginning to have the same thoughts and kind of go in the same direction. And it was, everyone thinks about being a real estate investor or being in real estate, and whenever I had that thought, it was me and my family were kind of struggling to make it. to make ends meet, and I was working at a job that I just absolutely couldn't stand. I was working long hours, overworked, underpaid, unhappy, unsatisfied, unfulfilled, with all that kind of stuff. And so I really started thinking about making it real estate. I was like, can I really do this? Can I really be successful and provide for my family in this business? So that's why I wanted to kind of show you guys just only 2 deals. I'm only going over 2 deals right now that have grossed well over $100,000 for me and my family this year. And I've closed other deals. I have other deals on the market, other deals under rehab right now. And I'm just showing this to you guys, not to impress anybody, but just to impress upon you that this is really doable for any of you guys out there. I mean, I used to work on dish machines, so anyone can really do this if you have the right training, you build the right team, you put together the right systems, and the right game plan is really what is most absolutely critical. Because Tim and I are going to show you how to find the deals, how you can finance the deals, how to fix them, how to flip them on the back end. All that's kind of the easy part, and we're going to show you all the details, but more importantly, get into helping you build a sustainable business that gives back to the community. All right, so I got a little sidetracked. Let's get into the first deal. This is a deal that I recently did in Sugar Land. Here are the numbers: the purchase price, rehab price, and this was the estimated ARV. That's what I thought it would sell for, and I kind of just rounded off some of these numbers to make it easier. But I'm going to provide some proof at the end with HUD statements and whatnot. So let me show you guys a few rehab pictures. I'm not going to go into great detail here, but with a lot of these houses, sometimes all they really need is a little landscaping and maybe pressure washing, because on this house we didn't do any exterior painting or really any repairs, at least not here in the front of the house. We didn't touch it. All we did was clean up the landscaping and did some pressure washing, and that was really about it. And this was not a final photo. You see some little weeds and things. This is just a photo I snapped on this deal. And okay, so here's an interior picture. I want to bring up a big key point, guys. And this is one of the big advantages we have. A lot of our buyers, the buyers in the market, they really have a difficult time seeing what a house is going to look like after it's painted, after it has new flooring, after fixtures have been updated. And this house, case in point, being sold with me purchasing it for $235,000. Well, this was a quote-unquote basic rehab, even though it was a big house, so we spent a lot of money, but all we did was basic stuff: flooring, painting, light fixtures, countertops, appliances, things like that. But it was all in a general, just essentially updating the home, and the value is going to be increased by almost $200,000, guys. So do you see how someone's willing to pay more, willing to pay full market price whenever we go ahead and just do them the favor of adding that value in? So I'm going to show you how you guys can do that. All right, so this was a room. It had like maroon carpet, very plain walls, very white, medicinal kind of hospital feeling through this house. So all we did was add some beige to the walls, update all the oil-based paint, throw some wood floors down in there, and update the light fixture. And here's a kitchen, very white, very plain, with a nice blue rug there. And so once again, we just updated it. Some flooring, some countertops, painted the cabinets and lighting, and that was it. Once again, a bathroom, a very plain, boring bathroom. And so we kind of gave it a facelift with some countertops and tile, paint, etc., etc. And there's a picture of the shower. And so that was a basic flip remodel that we'll show you guys how to do. And here are the numbers on that deal. We ended up settling, negotiating, whatever, at $410 on this deal, and with a general net profit of around $70,000. But the cool thing with this deal is we never had to list the deal. There was actually a family who had been looking in this neighborhood, and I had done my research before, so I knew this was a really, really hot neighborhood. and so I knew, the days on the market were really good. And this family had heard that we were remodeling a house. They came and looked at it, and they were terrified we were going to put it on the market and they were going to lose it because they had been looking for a house. And we closed this deal without even putting it on the market, and so turned out to be a really good deal. And so, like I said, guys, I just want to show you all some proof. I actually closed this house, at least I purchased it in October 31st, 2011. And we pretty much rehabbed it all in November, most part of December, and before we went under contract. And so here's actually shows the purchase price at $225. I know it said $235 originally because I paid a $10,000 assignment fee to the wholesaler. So some of you guys getting into wholesale, I know you can appreciate that. I paid the wholesaler $10,000, and I was glad to do it. I love working with wholesalers, and I'll teach you guys kind of my strategies on that so you can create a lot of deal flow without doing much work. So that was the purchase settlement statement. Here is the sales statement that shows that we made settlement, meaning we sold the house January 31st. It was about 90 days later from start to finish, and the sales price was $410,000, and I actually got a check for, I guess, about $85,000. But I should point out that I had some overages on my rehab and some other expenses that put me right around the $70,000 mark. So just wanted to show you guys proof of that. And let's there's the final numbers on that one. So let's jump into the second deal. And this is another flip that I just closed, I guess last month actually, on the back end that we sold. And I want to show you, I want to let you know, no, I did not climb up in a tree to take that picture. Somewhat scared of heights, but it's another one of the little things, guys, that we're going to go through at this event. It's a lot of times the way that, guys gain an edge over their competitions. It's the little things, Michael Jordan, who he would just spend that extra 30 minutes in the gym, and that would put him over the top. Well, a lot of times it's just the little extra things, okay, guys? And I'm going to show you guys how having a professional photographer, paying a professional photographer $100, $120 can totally transform your property and your listing. I've met with investors and talked to investors who've had a stagnant listing that's sitting on the market for weeks and weeks. They change the photos or maybe do some staging, and boom, the house is sold, the following day or the following week. So sometimes it's just those little things, and that's what we're going to help you out with as well. All right, so here's some numbers on this deal. This was kind of a bread and butter deal. We do a lot of these. This was a purchase price of $75,000. We spent about $29,000 on the rehab. We actually went over a little bit on the budget. Did some AC work and things we weren't expecting, but stuff happens. We still had a pretty good margin in there, and I estimated that we'd be able to sell this house for $135,000. All right, so some quick rehab pictures. This was, of course, a before picture of the home. And this is the after, just very basic landscaping. We painted the brick and all the the wood trim, and I think we added some solar screens in the front because those windows were letting a lot of light in, as well as painted the roof vents. That's just one of those little things. Here's a picture of the living room, just once again very plain, and had red brick on the fireplace. Who knows what some of these people think when they're painting their houses. But so we updated the flooring and the painting, and really that was about it. Replaced some missing sheetrock, painted the brick in accent color and some light fixtures, and we were good to go. Here was what you see a lot of investors would probably be scared off of this house because it had a somewhat small kitchen. Okay, guys? But two things I want you to point out. One, it's very close and claustrophobic, and the size of the hanging cabinets, as well as you see a cooktop here, and here's the size of the microwave here, and these cabinets over here. So what we did is we eliminated those cabinets. We got rid of the fur down, which increased the height of the ceiling, and just replaced the upper cabinets, left all the bases, and we added a stove. So we added cabinet space, not only we took away some cabinet space, but we removed a wall-mounted oven and opened up another wall here, so we actually added cabinet space to the home, and as well gave a much more open feeling. And this house sold really quick, and you're going to see at the price as well in a second. This was a bathtub. Once again, I hate, some investors will leave tubs like this or tub surrounds, and they don't realize it's not that expensive to update it with a new tub surround, and you're talking about a massive return on your investment and increasing your days on your market on this one, because we actually kept the tub and just did the tub surround on this one. So here are the numbers on this deal. We actually did, like I said, we got full price offer on this house really quickly, less 20 or 30 days I want to say. So we had a gross profit of $31,000. And so here's some proof of that. This just shows that we purchased the home on January 18th, and the sales price is right here of $75,000 when we purchased it. This shows our settlement date of was April 10th. We made settlement April 10th, and the sales price, it was $135,000. So full price offer. And kind of a neat thing with this deal, and this is one of the strategies we're going to be going over as well that a lot of people don't know about, is by selling your homes with owner financing. Because we did take an owner finance contract on this, but it was a very strong owner finance buyer. They put down $20,000, and they're actually closing, refinancing the home in about 2 or 3 months, and we'll receive the rest of our settlement there. Like I said, we've already received, they put down $20,000 at this closing, so I guess we'll have another $11,000 or so coming to us in a month or two, all the while collecting interest payments on the note at the same time. So everyone likes collecting those checks like bankers, the mailbox money. So that, once again, was a really good deal, and that was just two of a couple of the deals I've done this year. But I just want to show you guys how, just with a couple of deals or doing the right deals, you can make 6 figures with this business, and in your part time. And these deals haven't taken that much of my time, and so I just want to share those deals with you. All right, guys. So that's the end of my presentation. I just want to let you guys know that for those of you who are going to look to come to the event, you can sign up right now at the bottom of the page. Tim and I are working diligently on making this, at least for me, it's going to be the best event that I've ever been a part of, because we're adding the whole other element. Not only are we going to teach you all the kind of the ins and outs that you need to know about flipping houses and making some fast cash, some big paydays in real estate, but we're going to integrate that. We're going to integrate that to help you guys build a successful, long-term, viable business model, okay? Kind of with a focus on serving others and helping others, because we have a lot of our fellow citizens who are looking for the right home. They do need you guys to step up and renovate these houses, get them on the market, and you know what? They're glad to pay full price and call these houses homes as after we get them all done. So anyways, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some valuable insight into this, and I look forward to seeing each of you guys at the event. So I'd encourage you, if you're on the fence, to sign up and come. It's only $97. I've never personally done an event for only $97. So all the other events have sold out. So we're quite pretty sure that this one is, and we are excited to see all you guys there. All right, so sign up, and we'll see you at the event.